justice for all.
Mayor Rickman and council, at this time, we ask that you adopt the agenda.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you read the roll?
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Herbert? Aye. Dr. Bustles?
Aye.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell? Mayor Rickaman?
Aye.
Thank you.
Public input. Individuals are allotted up to 3 minutes to address city council about items on the agenda. The items requiring a public hearing cannot be addressed at this time.
Mayor, Mrs. Diane Wiley has signed up to speak.
Good afternoon, to City Manager,
Hi, Ms. Wiley.
our sidekick, Mayor, and City Council. First of all, I just want to say thank you for number 10. That's a help for me, because that water came up under the house this weekend. But other than that, I just want to say thank you. And one other thing, we having trouble with dealerships coming in our neighborhood, and they messing up. We got 20 dealerships between Two Notch Road and Beltline. That's just too many. And there are dealerships that's taking these people money, high interest and whatnot. And I told Nuttall, he brought that property. And I told him, I said, no, we can't do that. It's right there. We got too many dealerships. He said, well, how about back in the day? But those was good dealerships. These right here take your money. You might get a car next month, the car ain't running. And we having trouble with CBC shops. You know, I'm a fighter. I done called the news reporters. We're gonna do a story on it. Because, you know, we need something more positive in our neighborhood. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Ms.
I'm not
Wiley.
gonna fuss today. I'm good. I'm on my good, best behavior. Anybody have anything to say?
I saw you, I
Thank
saw,
God.
I saw you on WIS.
Hair wasn't fixed. It still ain't fixed. No.
I thought it was a very moving story, and I appreciated your story and talking about the process and how grateful you were, but how grateful we are as well.
Yeah, but yeah, until you go through this, when I seen that water coming through there, I said, oh, another flood, but it's drying up, but it's getting a sour smell, you know. But anyway, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Ms. Wiley.
Keep on, be on your toes.
I already feel my phone ringing.
I think those were all that have signed up so far, Mr. Mayor. The approval of minutes, item number 1, council is asked to approve the September 17th, 2024 city council meeting minutes.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion, questions, changes? Seeing none, hearing none. Madam Clerk, could you read the roll?
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Herbert? Aye. Dr. Bustles?
Aye.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
And Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Mayor Rickaman?
Aye.
Thank you.
Presentations, item number 2, Domestic Violence Awareness Month Proclamation, the Honorable Daniel J. Rickaman, Mayor.
As we prepare for the walk this weekend, as we continue to talk about it, there's, you know, I don't think it's great that we're in the top 10 in the country for domestic violence. We're 6th out of 50 states. The average of 18,000 cases annually in our state of women being abused by men. Top 10 deadliest. We're in the top 10 deadliest since 1996. So when we bring forth a proclamation about domestic violence awareness and we invest in a walk and we talk about it, it's because we need to bring awareness, but we need to make sure that we're bringing awareness constantly. Not just once a year. It needs to be on the top of our mind all the time. And it's disheartening that we have such a compassionate state, a place, a city where people watch out for each other, but we still see this escalating. And so I'm hoping that as we enter into Domestic Violence Awareness Month, that we talk to our friends, we let them know that there's help out there, that there's people here who do it, and thank you, my friends from Sister Care in the front row there, who we're going to bring up in a second, who help provide those services, show people that there's an out, there's caring. We've all been affected some way by domestic violence. We either know somebody, have seen somebody, or are related to somebody who's been in that situation. And I hope that as we continue to bring people together, that we bring support, that we bring the compassion that we have as a community, and that I hope that we continue to talk about it and make sure that we bring awareness, and that we no longer are in the top 10, that we no longer are number 6 in this country. We can change this, but we have to do it together. And so with that, I'd like to yield the floor to our friends at Sister Care to say a few words, not only about the services that you provide, but also add a little bit to our Domestic Violence Awareness Week, and maybe even put a plug in for the walk.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for having me. My name is Leah Weisovic. I'm the Executive Director of Sister Care, and humbled to be standing before you, and so grateful for the support of the City of Columbia, from Mayor Rickaman and City Council. Thank you. It really means so much, because as you mentioned, everyone in this room has been affected by domestic violence. If it's not yourself, it's your sister, it's your coworker, someone that sits next to you at your place of worship. 42% of South Carolina women. So it affects us all. And like Mayor Rickaman said, this is a community issue. It's not a family issue. It's a community issue. And we all have to work together. We all absolutely have to work together to put an end to this, not only for survivors today, but for our children and our grandchildren. And so Sister Care is a nonprofit organization that provides services and support for domestic violence survivors and their children in the Midlands, including the City of Columbia. We served over 4,000 individuals in 2023. 4,000 individuals that were brave and empowered to come forward and said, enough, enough. And there's so many more that need our help. And we're not able to do it without the support of the city. And so another big piece of the work we do is community education and awareness. And the city has been a huge partner in helping us get the word out. Abusers thrive in silence. They want us to not talk about it. But putting it out there, the mayor's walk, the dunk booths, the toiletry drive, putting it out there that we're not going to be silent, that we're not going to stand for this, makes a huge difference. And it makes survivors feel like they're not alone. And so this Saturday, the mayor's walk against domestic violence is happening at, remind me the name of the park. Page Ellington Park. It's right next to Segra Stadium. And there is going to be a rally at 10. Before that, we're doing the dunk tank again, starting earlier at 8:30, 9-ish. And then there's a purple rally with speakers. And then the walk kicks off at 11. It's a shortish walk, so everybody can definitely enjoy it. It's a great family event. It's free, and it's a beautiful and humbling experience. Survivors are there. They're often families of victims who lost their lives to domestic violence. And this morning at the State House, we actually had the silent witness ceremony where we heard about the many women and men that lost their lives to domestic homicide in 2023. So it's a powerful event. Sister Care will be there, Scat Vasa will be there, and of course the city. So we invite you to join us. And again, every day should be domestic violence awareness, but we're very grateful for your support. So thank you so much.
If you have time, I encourage everyone to come out for the walk. It's very powerful. You get to hear some incredible stories from incredible individuals, but you get to walk side by side with folks who have lived it. And when you see the young kids there that have had aunts or moms been through that, makes you realize that we can do better. And I hope you'll take the time to come. It's probably it is a short walk, but it's one of the most powerful walks in a short distance. It truly is something that you will walk away and say, this city is headed in the right direction. This city's invested in its community. It's invested in its citizens, and we're going to continue to work to improve it. But I hope you can join us. And with that, I would like, as the mayor of the city of Columbia, along with my fellow members of Columbia City Council, to declare October as the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I'd like to present this to you and whoever else is here from any other organization. And I don't know if the 4 dunkers want to get in the picture too, because 4 council members here took the dive. Thank you. Where's our community development and planning?
Yes.
Come on, planning department. Krista, bring your crew. I see them all there. Y'all don't hide. Come on, Andrew. Don't be shy. Hope.
Our National Community Planning Month proclamation, the Honorable Daniel J. Rickaman, Mayor, with our wonderful planning.
Do you want to start,
department.
Lucinda? Go ahead. You sure? Yeah. Change is constant and affects all cities, towns, counties, boroughs, townships, rural areas, and other places. Community planning and plans to help manage these changes in a way that provides a better choice for how people work and live. Community planning provides an opportunity for all residents to be meaningful and involved in their making the choices that determine the future of their community. The full benefits of planning require public officials and citizens who understand, support, and demand excellence in the planning and the plan implementation. The month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month through the United States of America and its territories. The celebration of National Community Planning Month gives us the opportunity to publicly recognize and participate in the dedication of the members of our planning commissions, other citizen planners, and our professional community, along with the regional planners who have contributed their time and expertise to improve the city of Columbia. We encourage the citizens of Columbia to actively participate in these critical planning sessions so that the community's vision is expressed through the development of plans, adoption of policy documents, and the day-to-day work and budgetary investments of local government. And before we proclaim it Community Planning Month, I do want to say I want to thank all of y'all. We have done a lot over the last 5 years in upgrading our zoning laws, new master plans, looking at our overlays, in our downtown, and fully engaging with our citizens. And we can't do that without you. And I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of all of council to thank each and every one of you for what you do every day. I know sometimes we see things differently, but at the end of the day, we're all striving to improve the quality of life here and build up this capital city as we know it can. And I really want to thank you all. I had the great opportunity working with most of you hand in hand, and really excited about what the future is going to hold for us. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mayor and members of council, city manager. There's a lot of exciting things going on in planning this year, some of which you mentioned. Hopefully, you've all been able to keep up with your monthly reports that highlight not what only planning is up to, but all
I
of
have to
the,
say, that is one of my favorite things from the manager's report when I get it, because I feel like I know exactly what's going on, and thank y'all for
they've
that.
been great. Lee and Brandon really work hard on those, and they look fantastic. And that really reflects all of Planning and Development Services, not just the Planning Division. I mean, while I could go on and on about the hard work, incredible expertise and passion that each person on our planning team exhibits daily, I'll stick to a few highlights from the past year. Andrew's careful and persistent work paid off with the successful annexation of Costco in April. Lee is encouraged that using data and observations from our biannual bicycle and pedestrian counts to inform the SCDOT road safety audits has resulted in on-road safety improvements already on North Main and Millwood, among others. Tristan coordinated with several departments and divisions to produce a user-friendly pedestrian accommodations guide for temporary encroachments. And this, so that applicants who work in the right-of-way know what to expect and can provide for the safety of pedestrians and cyclists. Amy, Rachel, and Betsy facilitated the completion and rollout of the economic impact study, detailing the impact historic preservation has had on the city of Columbia's economy. And I have to still mention, the preservation staff received the Preservation Service Award from the Office of the Governor, Preservation South Carolina, and the South Carolina Department of Archives and History for exceptional accomplishments and outreach to the community. And in just a few short months, Madeline has already proved to be a tremendous asset to the land use boards and commissions and to the planning and development staff as a whole. We have all been energized by the participation and excitement that we have seen from the community during our downtown strategic planning process, which we anticipate wrapping up in the next couple of months. And in the coming year, we look forward to embarking on our Safe Streets for All action plan, which will make the city eligible for additional federal transportation funding, continuing to partner with neighborhoods to provide hands-on workshops and Pause for Preservation calendar, which have been so popular. Our 5-year update to the comprehensive plan is coming and will include an update to the urban service area, which, as you know, is an important tool for growing the city thoughtfully and efficiently. So I'll just close with a few words from the American Planning Association. Planning is elected leaders' most effective tool for managing growth, navigating change, and making tough decisions facing communities, like where to invest in transportation, housing, and parks. Powered by community planners' data-driven insights, expertise, and sense of residents' needs, the planning process helps communities define their goals and a path to achieving them. A plan is a roadmap that helps leaders make informed decisions about what residents and the local economy need to thrive. So we just want to first thank Krista for her thoughtful and expert leadership, and the whole team of Planning and Development Services. We're working well together. And thank you all for your support of what we do, because together we make Columbia a better city each day.
Really want to add to it, when you have folks in the development world constantly telling you what a delight it is to work with the staff at the City of Columbia, to me, that's the ultimate compliment that we could ever get. And folks wanting to come here, and they name each and every one of you individually. And I think that is something to be very proud of. And I want to thank y'all for working with folks, finding solutions, and helping us get to where we are today, because things change. It's not what it was 25 years ago. But being able to have that balance is not a lot of cities can say that. So I stand with y'all and thank you. With that, I declare Community Planning Month. Is this what balance?
Mr. Mayor and Council, our next agenda item is item 4, Communities and Schools Update. Ms. Latasha Taste, the Senior Director of Statewide Partnerships.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. I finally made it here. I don't know how I got on Busby Street, but that's okay. We're gonna sweep that under the rug, right? Maybe I get a few more extra minutes, right? Well, good
Got you
evening.
covered.
Thank you, Mayor, and council members. It's a pleasure to be with you on today. Thank you for an opportunity for us to come before you, and it's been a while. We actually have a lot of things going on in the community we'd like to share with you all and the residents in the community. For some of you who do not know about communities and schools, we've been in this community for over 30 years. Our founder, Ms. Frances McMeekin, first found communities and schools in the
AKA
1980s. Yay, right, the 1980s. And back then it was cities and schools. Since then, fast forward to today, we have merged with a few other counties across the state to do collective impact work. And the biggest thing that we're doing is providing wraparound supports to about 26,000 students in South Carolina in 7 counties. And one of those counties is Richland County. I know this is the city of Columbia, but we have incorporated and unincorporated areas. And we just want to ensure that you are aware of our presence and an opportunity to continue to serve your community. I do have a video that I'd like to show, but before that, I'd like to share a little bit of results from our impact report that we've been able to achieve. About 99% of students enrolled in our program have been promoted to the next grade level. So we partner with Richland County, Lexington County, and Fairfield County here in Columbia, and we provide support to about 8,000 students. We've also expanded and deepened our impact in new schools, about 6 new sites across the state, and reaching more students and families, providing supports that they need, like housing, food, clothes, tutoring, and mentors. In addition, we've also created a family advisory board. What we found is that students and parents, they want to have a voice in the choice of the things that schools are asking them to do, and also their academic career. So we've created a family advisory board for students and parents to be a part of the decisions that are being made for their future. And overall, we've been able to provide about 26,000 basic needs and supports. That's by collaborating with our local churches, local businesses, to ensure that families have what they need so that students can show up to school every day and be the best version of themselves. Lastly, we host our annual fundraising event around November every year, and it kicks off American Education Week. And that's an opportunity for you all to join us at the State House on Sunday, November the 10th, from about 5:30 to 8 p.m. We actually light luminaries in honor of all the students that we serve. So it's more of a display, not so much a tangible effort, but we love to have the community come out to just show up for students. Our Title I in our public schools, they don't always get the best rap. So this is an opportunity to show up for students and let them know that the community is behind them and they're there to support them. I have my information with your team. I'd love for us to continue to keep in contact with each other and also to have you all a part of the efforts that we're doing in the community. Thank you.
Well, thank you for what y'all are doing. And we got the video teed up.
And this is a part of our national campaign. Attendance is a huge issue. Students aren't coming to school, and our site coordinators are able to figure out why. And we just want to provide an outlook on our campaign that's a part of our program this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent, because transportation was absent.
Khalil M., grade 6, absent, because Wi-Fi was absent.
Maria J., grade 12, absent, because child care for siblings was absent.
Jacob O., grade 12, absent, because housing was absent.
Aisha S.,
Olivia H.,
Darren L.,
Cole W., Preston L., absent, because healthcare, anti-bullying, mental health support was absent. We're calling roll on the 15 million absent students.
the reasons why are very real.
And yet the solution is a present, caring adult to help them along their path.
when communities and schools is present, 99% of our students are present and ready to learn.
That's pretty powerful. Thank you for being here, and thank you for continuing to share the information. You know, I affectionately call Miss McMeekin Granny because I've known her for close to 40 years. And this has always been a passion for her. She's been known to come up to council and talk about communities in schools, and she's also been up here to recite Ludacris's lyrics word for word before, too. So Granny's famous in Columbia, South Carolina, but her heart was always in, she thinks this is one of the greatest assets and the greatest investments that people could make. So thank you for being here.
I had the pleasure, Mr. Mayor, of meeting Latasha recently, and I think she's carrying the torch for Granny. She's very passionate as
You can see
well
it.
about the
You can
mission.
see it.
And I also just have to take a personal moment to thank our planning and development team under Krista's leadership. They are doing amazing work, as you said, very consistent work, and their dedication always shows through. So I appreciate that team very much.
Absolutely.
Our consent agenda
Before we
items.
get there,
Oh,
I
I'm
just
sorry,
wanted
Mayor.
a point of personal privilege. I just wanted to congratulate my colleague on a very special happy birthday, Miss
Aw.
Tina Herbert.
Thank you, Mayor.
The fire trucks are going by right on
It's-
time.
Because I'm hot.
We know she's not a ball of fire or anything on this special birthday, my birthday twin. Yeah.
Where
here.
is Chief Jenkins? He tied that
He
one up
did.
perfectly,
He
didn't
just
he?
has magic powers, Mayor. All right. Uh-huh. Consent agenda items 5 through 12.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion, changes? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bailey? And Mr. Brown? Ms. Herbert? Aye. Dr. Bustles? Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell? Mayor Rickaman?
Aye.
Thank you.
Moving into a period of consideration of bids, contracts, and change orders, item 13, council is asked to approve contract amendment number 12 for project DR 4241, the Columbia Canal Embankment Repair Services as requested by Columbia Water on September 11, 2024. The award to Michael Baker International in an amount not to exceed $5,116,047. The current term of the contract ends on September the 18th, 2025.
What would a council meeting be without $5 million?
Thank the feds.
So, Mayor, thank you for the opportunity to provide a little explanation for this very large contract amendment. As you know, the Michael Baker team has been helping us since day one with assessing our canal and determining the best path forward for repair. There are two parts to this very large amendment. About $2.3 million of this work is reimbursable from FEMA. They've agreed to the scope of work. We just have to front the dollars and then they'll reimburse it as we spend it. It's for archaeological oversight, historic preservation, those types of things because of the historic nature of our Columbia Canal. The $2.8 million second portion of that is for the professional services for bidding and construction, inspection, and administration of our resilient water supply project. That bid was scheduled for this coming Thursday, October 4th and 3rd, excuse me, and it's been extended till October the 10th due to the recent events that we had. We wanted to give the contractors plenty of time to prepare their bids. So next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday, that project will be bidding. That work will be funded through our capital improvement program, but 70% of that project is funded through the FEMA Building Resilience for Infrastructure grant. So that's the nature of the work that's happening. I would be remiss if I didn't mention our 2 p.m. briefing to the media and the public on Friday afternoon, 2 p.m. at Adventure Children's Museum on the Plaza. We'll be answering questions and talking about all 3 projects that'll be forthcoming in the next few months.
And this also accounts for the additional inspections that are required from the federal folks as the canal is being redone. So that's for personnel that they require us to have on site.
Yes, sir. And every dollar of that inspection work for the embankment recovery is reimbursable through FEMA.
Any
What's
questions?
the schedule on this?
So the alternate water supply has a 30-month construction schedule. We'll be opening bids again next week. The embankment recovery will be bidding that work in the next few months. It has a 24-month construction schedule. The head gate replacements is the third leg of our three-legged stool. And that will also bid in just the next few months, and it has an 18-month construction schedule.
So 30 months.
Yes, 30 months, we'll have it wrapped up, and it'll be well over $100 million worth of investment to restore our canal, make us more resilient than we were in October 2015.
Any other questions or comments? Council, is there a motion? Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, could you read the roll?
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Brown? Ms. Herbert? Dr. Bustles?
Aye.
Mr. Brennan? Mr. McDowell? Mayor Rickaman?
Aye.
Thank you.
Ordinances first reading, item 14, ordinance number 2024-078, amending ordinance 2024-043 to adopt the budget for the city of Columbia, South Carolina for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2025. And Mr. Mayor and Council, as you'll recall, we mentioned we'd be bringing back a budget amendment in the fall due to the property tax millage rate adjustment due to reassessment in Richland County.
Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussions, comments? Hearing none, seeing none. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Brown? Ms. Herbert? Dr. Bustles?
Aye.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell? Mayor Rickaman?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolutions, item 15, resolution number R 2024-080, authorizing acceptance and dedication of streets known as Congaree Point Drive, Table Rock Road, and Jerry Lane, located in Congaree Point, Phase 1.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, seeing none. Madam Clerk, could you read the roll?
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Herbert?
Aye.
Dr. Bustles?
Aye.
Mr. Brennan? Mr. McDowell? Mayor Rickaman?
Aye.
Thank you.
Event resolutions, you have 3. I know
Can we
you-
take them all together?
I was waiting to see your preference. Yes, sir. Item 16, 17, and 18, event resolutions regarding the South Carolina Pride Festival, the Jerry Fest at the Five Points Fountain, and the Paint the Town Garnet in Black associated with USC Homecoming.
So move. Second.
We've got a motion and a second on all three. That's 2024-62, 2024-75, and 2024-79. Madam Clerk, could you read the roll?
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Herbert? Dr. Bustles?
Aye.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Mayor Rickaman?
Aye.
Thank you.
City Council Committee referrals, reports, and new business.
Is there any reports from council, committee reports? Any new business need to be added at this time? With that, Madam Clerk, we will take public input.
We do not have anyone that has signed up to speak at this time.
Well, with that, Mr. Brennan, do you have a motion?
Yes, sir. I'd like to make an executive session motion, enter into executive session for discussion of negotiations incident to proposed contractual arrangements pursuant to SC Code 30-478-2, Three Rivers Music Festival, and item 8, receipt of legal advice relating to matters covered by attorney-client privilege pursuant to SC Code 30-470A2, automated traffic safety cameras.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, could you read the roll?
Mr. Bailey?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Herbert? Aye. Dr. Bustles? Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Mayor Rickaman?
Aye. Thank you all for all joining us today, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.